Hi kids, how you doing? Welcome back. If you're returning, which is really nice, if it's your first time here, don't forget to subscribe for more half-assed tutorials like what the one I is doing now, and please comment and all the rest of it. You know what the drill is. Okay, today is going to be a kind of a weird combo thing, half-assed tutorial, bit of a review of the TD3 and the Crave, a comparison, and a bit of a response to Todd Smith music. I had a conversation with him about the Crave and the TD3, just a very quick one, in one of his videos, and he went on and did a review, and I agree with a lot of what he says about the sound things, but he didn't talk much about the sequencing because he uses other things to sequence the kit. Personally, one of the things that I really like about the hardware stuff is that each of the boxes does their own little thing and has got their own little sequence, and part of the skill and the joy is getting those sequences to all talk to each other at the same time. One of the things that I love about the TD3 is the quirkiness of its sequencer. It has got that random feature, and also the sequencer itself creates part of that acid flavour and that acid sound. And the Crave, the sequencer on that, there are some tricks and some things that you can do with that you can't do on the TD3. So it's not just as simple as saying one sound or the other sound, which, yeah, has got a very definite place, but there's also other things that you can do to add some kind of dynamic quality to a live performance. Anyway, first step is I'm going to put exactly the same sequence on both machines, and this will be a very, very quick, very brief tutorial. So I'm going to start with the TD3. Let's have a quick look. First of all, clear. Press the clear button. Number one, that's the patch that I'm using. That's the sequence that I'm going to go on. Press play. You can't hear anything. Easy, bingo. Right, and then we go into pitch mode, and when you're in pitch mode, if you don't specify how many steps you're going to be, you will get 16 steps, and to be fair, that's exactly what I want. So very simple sequence, one that I can remember easily because I'm going to duplicate it on the Crave. Right, more than 16 steps there. I know it'll cut them off. If I want to, I can listen back to it, press the pitch mode, and then just go. And that's on pressing the right, so it plays the next one as it goes along. Right, back to the normal thing, and now we're going to put the times in there, and again this is going to be a really quick, really simple sequence. So I just press the time mode and then step 16 times, and that gives us 16 steps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16. To be honest, I could keep pressing that and it won't make any difference. And then you see we dropped out of time mode, and then if we play, and that's internal tempo. There we go. So that's that, nice and easy. We've written the sequence. We're going to have a look at the Crave and write a sequence on the Crave, and then we're going to pair it up with another groove box so that you can hear what you can do and how things work differently and why they're good in relationship with other things. Right, I'll be back with the Crave in a moment. Okay then, I'm back with Crave. I'm just going to put in the same sequence on that. I'll just go through the steps. But before I do micro review thing, yeah, Todd was absolutely right. This thing is built like a tank. So it's all metal, wood ends, lovely. One thing that is quite annoying is that it hasn't got a normal 1/4-inch jack on it like the TD3 has. So for my elaborate system, I've put in a little mini jack converter in there to record out. I know it's a minor annoyance and leads are easily changeable, but it just bugs me a little bit when you try and standardise things. Anyway, let's go and make this sequence so it's exactly the same one. First thing we're going to do is going to clear it off. So I'll press Shift, Reset and Pattern, and that's all that cleared up. And then the recording is a lot easier than here. You make sure you're in keyboard mode by pressing Shift and keyboard at the same time. And then if you just press Record, that tells you that's the first note that you're going to kind of alter, that you're going to change and get to the right one. And then you just play it and it automatically clocks on each step for you. So if I do the same thing as I did on the TD3, you'll see it's a lot quicker. And there you go. So that's 8 steps times 2. Okay, and that rotates round, and then I just press record to come out, and then you can hear already it's got a bit of a different sound, but that's not really what I'm here for at the moment. I'm going to show you the two things plugged into, I think I'll probably use as samples because I'm loving that at the moment, and then show you how the sequencing works and what little tricks you can play to make it slightly different and give you performance variation in a moment. I'll be back. That's really what this video is about. So see you in a second, people. Okay, so I've got the Crave all set up ready to go, and let me show what I mean about the things that you can do with a sequencer. So you've seen the pattern go in. It's going to be exactly the same as the one on the TD3. I've got the samples going just to give us a bit of beat, so we've got something to lock it to, and then you'll hear what we can do. So there you can hear it just nicely, keeping step time. But the really good thing about the sequencer on the Crave, or one of them, is the gate length dial. So you can change the gate length dial and it changes the pace that the sequencer is going. So have a little listen. So I double timed it just by giving it a little tweak. And back into time. And then that's kind of a third time. So if I stop and we start it up again, you'll hear. And then if I turn the sustain up, it will open up the gate a whole lot longer, and I can do this. So I can take a bass line in theory and turn it into almost like a pad. So I've switched the envelope off. But let me go back, because that's not the only thing that you can do. Envelope back on. That's not the only thing that you can do. There's also another cunning little trick where you can drop out steps of the sequence. So if I go into step mode, press shift and press step, you can see the buttons lit up. So you can create another whole rhythm in there where they go black. It takes out the patches, takes out the beats on those steps, so it gives you a lot lot more flexibility as a sequence. This is amazing, but the sound is a bit dry. So it's a trade-off there. Let's have a look at the TD. Okay, so here we've got the TD3 and the sample set up. Now the first thing you've got to remember about the TD3 is that you have to set it to an external sync. If you just press play on the samples, it's not going to sync up. So I need to press the external sync. Here we go. That will be those two there. Oh. And MIDI. Okay. We've got the same pattern as the Crave, so we're going to hear what it sounds like. We'll hear what flexibility you've got for performance, focusing on the sequencer. Not that there's a lot, but here we go. To be honest, that's about it. The only real tools you've got for manipulation on here is the audio ones, or just changing the pattern. And that's it as far as the sequencing goes. So, I mean, the Crave you can change the pattern as well, but that's not really the most interesting thing. Okay, so in summary, to be honest, I prefer the sound of the TD3. It's everything that you kind of want. I love the sound of it. It's rich, it's deep, it's got a bit of a solid oomph to it that the Crave just hasn't got. But the sequencer on the Crave has so much more flexibility. You can do lots of really interesting syncopated things, dropping steps of the sequence in and out as in real time, and changing the kind of pattern so you can get those crossbeat rhythms that I quite like. And if you are thinking of buying either one of these devices, it is worth bearing in mind, particularly if you're doing live stuff. If you work live and you're taking it out and you need a sequencer in a box, which is kind of the way that I think about things, then the sequencer is going to play an important role in your making that choice, especially if you've got some more outboard gear. And to be honest, I think if I had some modules that I could add to the Crave to give it a little bit more depth and a little bit more bite and give it a little bit nicer a sound, then that would probably be the one that I would choose as part of my ongoing setup. But to be honest, really, just for the sound it makes, the TD3 is the one that I take out, that I use regularly, that sits in part of my three-part rig. One might not always be like that, but that's how it stands at the moment. However, as I said, sequencer on the Crave, it pisses all over the TD3. So there you go, make of that what you will. If you've liked the video, please thumbs up, ring the bell, do all that kind of stuff. Not sure what it is, but you know. And if you want some more half-assed tutorials and bullshit thoughts on music, come back again. In the meantime, have fun, and I'll see you soon, kids. Bye.